In the crucible of revolution, the Continental Congress drafts a blueprint for a new nation. On March 1st, 1781, the Articles of Confederation are ratified. After declaring independence in 1776, the Continental Congress begins working on a government for the new United States of America. After more than a year of effort, the Articles of Confederation and Perpetual Union are agreed upon, and the ratification process begins. Maryland is the last state to ratify the document more than 3 years later. Each state wants to maintain its sovereignty, so the Articles create a weak central government. They forge a league of friendship rather than a truly unified country. The Articles provide only one branch of government, Congress, which has no power to tax nor to regulate trade. There is no federal court system to resolve disputes between the states. There is no chief executive. Each state has only one vote in Congress, regardless of its population, and has full veto power. The Articles only hold the states together because of the war against Britain. Once independence is won, the Articles' weaknesses begin tearing the fragile Union apart. Stay tuned, because coming up, we'll learn more about the Articles of Confederation. We'll learn about the violent uprising that demonstrates their failure. And we'll learn how the Constitution takes their place. Don't forget to check out Today in History in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. There's a link in the description. Okay, so it's not surprising that in 1776, these new United States react against the structure from which they are trying to break free. Britain has a strong central government, so they want the opposite. Britain has a king, so they want no executive at all. It's logical that they went too far the other way with the Articles of Confederation. It's human nature, really. After the peace treaty in 1783, because Congress can't tax nor can it regulate trade, Britain takes full advantage. It demands high tariffs on American goods without having to pay any tariffs on the goods it ships to the states. Each state has the power to implement a tariff, but each state is afraid that business will go to its neighbors. And of course, Congress, under the Articles, lacks the power to step in. High inflation and decreased post-war demand cripple the economy. And many farmers lose their land and are thrown into debtors' prisons. Nowhere is the situation more dire than in Massachusetts. A group of farmers led by Daniel Shays revolts against the Massachusetts state government. Shays and many of his men are Revolutionary War veterans. Shays was in fact a decorated soldier. He even received an honorary sword from the Marquis de Lafayette for his exemplary service during the war. They attempt to storm and occupy the federal arsenal at Springfield in January of 1787. But they're stopped by a private army that was raised by Massachusetts businessmen. Had they succeeded, they likely would have burned Boston to the ground. They even stated that as a goal. And it's quite likely that the fragile nation may have crumbled in that moment. Okay, so Shays' rebellion demonstrates the utter failure of the Articles of Confederation. And I guess what's remarkable is how quickly and effectively the leaders of the nation respond, okay? James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and others, they called for a convention that summer. And the goal of this convention is to address the young nation's issues, especially the problems with the Articles of Confederation. Madison and Henry Knox helped convince George Washington to come out of retirement and to attend the convention. And this really gives this convention legitimacy to have George Washington there. Madison also comes with a plan, his famous Virginia plan. And the delegates surprisingly agree to abolish the Articles of Confederation almost immediately and to create a totally new government that, ironically, is more like Britain's. And thus, the Constitution is born. If you like what you've seen here today, please make sure to like and subscribe. And remember that you can watch another great Mr. Lewis video right here. And there's another one right over here. Thanks again for watching.